Gather round the campfire, friends. I have a tragic tale to tell you. It was the summer of 2021, and 22-year-old Gabby Petito was eager to start the adventure of a lifetime. She and her 23-year-old fiancé, Brian Laundrie, had been planning a months-long road trip across the country for over a year. They were going to pack up Gabby's white Ford van and visit every national park they could, while Gabby documented their van life travels on social media. The happy couple set off from Gabby's hometown on Long Island, New York in early July. Gabby couldn't wait to share their journey with her 1,000 or so Instagram followers. Little did she know, millions would soon be watching her story unfold, but for all the wrong reasons. Over the next few weeks, Gabby's Instagram showed no signs of anything being amiss. Her posts depicted blissful adventures, running along sun-kissed beaches, kissing under waterfalls, cozy camping under the stars. But things are not always as they seem on social media. In late August, Gabby called her mom in New York to share her latest adventures in Utah and Wyoming. Her mom, Nicola, noticed her daughter sounded happy but also anxious about the journey ahead. Nicola told Gabby to be safe and let her know when they reached their next destination at Grand Teton National Park. But days went by with no word from Gabby. Nicola felt more and more uneasy. Her maternal instincts told her something wasn't right. She tried reaching out to Brian's family, but they weren't responding either. Gabby and her mom were extremely close. They spoke almost every day. So Nicola knew if she wasn't hearing from Gabby when she should be, it meant trouble was afoot. In early September, Nicola had reached her breaking point. She notified police that her daughter was missing. But little did Nicola know, the investigation would uncover things she could never have imagined. When police paid a visit to Brian's family home in Florida, imagine Nicola's shock when they discovered Brian had returned all by himself over a week ago. Not only that, but he had driven back in Gabby's van that she relied on for their road trip. Brian offered no explanation for Gabby's whereabouts when questioned. And strangest of all, his family lawyered up fast and refused to speak to authorities or Gabby's poor mom. With Brian back, but Gabby still missing, police named him a person of interest. Gabby's case then exploded across social media and the nation. Her Instagram followers grew from 1,000 to over 1 million almost overnight. Everyone demanded to know, where was Gabby Petito? Some of these crafty internet sleuths uncovered that a few days after Brian returned alone, him and his folks went on a random little camping trip. Not exactly normal behavior when your son's fiancé is mysteriously missing across the country. Then, all of a sudden, in mid-September, the Laundries report Brian has vanished too. These strange turn of events prompted even more speculation. Gabby was still missing with no answers, and now Brian had disappeared without a trace. What happened next, though, no one could have predicted. Friends say Brian had always been the jealous, controlling type, getting mad whenever Gabby spoke to another guy, or throwing away her ID so she couldn't go out. Classic early red flags of abuse. But Gabby saw the good in Brian, even moving all the way from New York to Florida to stay by his side after high school. Friends begged her to walk away, but Gabby insisted the issues were her fault for pushing Brian's buttons. During the 2019 lockdown, tensions came to a boil between the couple, so they planned their dream trip out west to reconnect over nature and wanderlust. But out on the lonely road, far from friends, the isolated freedom took an ugly turn. In August, police were called to assist the quarreling couple in Utah. Body cam footage showed Gabby in hysterics, while Brian appeared calm and collected. When separated, Gabby pled against leaving Brian, while he encouraged distance. Another common sign of abuse police failed to identify, instead deeming it more of a mental health crisis. Witnesses next spotted an anxious Gabby with Brian days later. Then, silence. Brian returned home alone in Gabby's van, refusing to speak about her disappearance. But police found it odd he'd called his folks a week prior, prompting them to lawyer up mighty fast. Real peculiar behavior for a man supposedly stunned by his fiance's vanishing. Internet chatter mounted with questions. Then came an astounding twist. The Bethunes, a vlogging couple, realized their road footage caught Gabby's abandoned van near Grand Teton on the very day Brian clammed up. This discovery led investigators right to her resting place. Gabby's remains were uncovered near Grand Teton in late September. Authorities determined she had been strangled and beaten to death, just weeks after celebrating her 22nd birthday with the man she planned to marry. The whole country fixated on finding Brian. It became a game of Where's Waldo, with supposed sightings pouring in everywhere, even Mexico and the Appalachians. Conspiracy theories flew about whether the Laundries were hiding their son too. As the search continued for Brian, rumors swirled about his involvement. Had this happy couple taken a dark turn? Was Gabby's fiancé in fact her killer? In October, partial human remains matching Brian's description were located along with a handwritten confession taking responsibility for Gabby's death, though Brian portrayed it as a mercy killing from a creek accident. The autopsy evidence told a very different story of cruelty. And though the note portrayed Brian as Gabby's loving hero, his actions showed otherwise. Fleeing the scene, stealing her things, refusing to face justice or assist in locating her. The discovery of Gabby's remains and Brian's apparent confession note brought the search for answers to a tragic end. But for her grieving family, the long road of healing had only just begun. Gabby's parents, Joe and Nicola, were left devastated and demanding justice for their daughter's senseless murder. They called Brian's parents directly, pleading with them to explain why it all went wrong. But the Laundries remained cold as stone, refusing to claim Brian's remains or clarify anything about those final fateful days with Gabby. Without a trial, we may never know what truly happened between the couple or why. But we do know Gabby's family vowed to keep pursuing justice and truth, starting a new foundation in Gabby's name. No doubt they worry other daughters could meet the same demise if awareness isn't raised about violence against women.